Yes, welcome to our show in the Eternal Quest. We have a very famous writer, Ms Sougand Akbarian ji. Welcome to our show. Yes, Dviti.
Hello,
Yes,
everyone.
Sougand Akbarian, that's right.
Yeah. So today we have Sougand Akbarian with us, and she is a young Iranian translator and author. She is a best-selling translator in Iran of Indian literature into Farsi, that's Persian, and she has been to India many times, and especially to Delhi as a traveler and interpreter. And that is the reason she decided to write her travelogue in English language based on her Delhi travel as Saugandili, which also made her the bestseller author as well. Sogan is also a researcher and scholar in translation studies, and she already presented and published her papers and articles in national and international conferences in Iran and India. She is TEDx speaker as well. Sogand is currently based in Iran and she has completed her master's in English language translation studies. Hello, ma'am. Welcome to the Eternal Quest.
Yeah. So, Sougand ji, tell us about your journey as an author. I think there is an internet issue from
Yeah, that's what I
her
thought
side.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ma'am,
Sougand
can you
ji,
hear my voice?
tell us about your journey as an author. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Before
Yeah.
anything, hello, salam, namaste, wanakam. I'm so in this session with Eternal Quiz, and thank you to Dr. Vijay Lakshmi ji and Dipti ji. The journey of being, yes, I have your voice, yes. You asked me, I tell you about my journey as an author. See, everything started, I can say, by one travel to India. You have my voice? Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, please continue. Tell us about your
So
journey
I
as
will
an
just
author.
start with answering the first question. The journey of being an author. Everything started by being a translator in Iran of Indian literature. It was the time that I used to go to university that time, and I was studying English language translation studies. And meanwhile, I was around 20 years old that my first India travel happened, and I came to India and I came to know about Indian literature and Indian books. That's why I decided as a translator, I'll focus on translating books by Indian authors. And after that, anytime I wanted to go to India, to go to any other country, I selected India. And that's why I decided to write my own travelogue. So I think one travel changed my life to be a translator of Indian literature. And after that, writing my travelogue and have one official answer in my hand, that is my book. That's why I like to go to India every time. That's why I decided to write my own travelogue in the name of Sogandili, and that's why I become an author as well.
Yeah, wonderful to hear your literary journey. It will be a sort of motivation and inspiration for everyone. Yes, Dviti ji. Yeah.
So, ma'am, what was your experience while you were visiting Delhi?
Thank you. I really like it.
So, what was your experience while visiting Delhi? So I think there is a internet
Internet
connection. So if you
connection,
see,
exactly.
Sougandji is also a very influential TEDx speaker. She has given a wonderful speech on TEDx platform. So I would suggest that you can just go and check her speech on the platform. So meanwhile,
What was
Sougandji,
my
like,
experience? Could you please tell me again? The voice is breaking.
so what was your experience while visiting Delhi? What was your experience while visiting Delhi? So, what was your experience in visiting Delhi? So, you have visited Delhi a couple of days ago. So, what was your experience while you visited Delhi? Yes.
Probably she still can't hear us. Ma'am, can you hear our voice?
So, can you hear me?
The experience is really good.
Yeah.
The experience of visiting Delhi, that was really fantastic and unforgettable because I got because
Your voice
yes,
is
yes, I
not
got your
audible.
question. I think there is network connection problem.
What was your
Yes,
experience while
I
visiting
think there is
Delhi?
network issue because I can hear your question 2 or 3 times. So I think there is network issue. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have your voice.
You're hearing us a bit late,
yeah.
so that's
My
why.
experience about visiting Delhi, it was that something totally different, and that's why I decided to write it. And that was really unforgettable because from Iran coming to India, that was something unique because you will explore another Asian country with some similarities and different roots. So I can say, you don't have my voice?
No, no, we can hear you. Please continue.
Audible, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Tifsi, do you have my voice?
Yeah, yeah, we have your
Yes,
voice. Please
yes, yes.
continue. Continue. Yeah.
So I decided to write it and have an official answer, as I mentioned in the previous question. That unforgettable experience that I learned many things as a young girl when I was around 20, and I came to know about different concepts of life. That was the most important thing.
Yes. Okay. So, can you tell us about the most important theme
Yeah, that's
in your
good.
book, Saugan Delhi? Yeah.
That is why I said, as I mentioned, the experience was unforgettable experience that I came to know about different things about India as an Asian country, that we have some similarities and differences in roots and origin, in culture, in civilization. So that's why I like to explore India more and more. And I hope after this pandemic, I can come to India again and explore India more and more because there are so many things there still I should explore and learn more about India.
Great, great. Yes, Dvitiji, please. Yeah.
Wonderful, ma'am. And we're hoping to see you here when the pandemic is over and when everything is safe. So you can visit India, you can visit Delhi again. So, ma'am, another thing that I wanted to know was is your work a blend of fantasy and real characters?
So, Sauganji, is your work a blend of
Unfortunately, I
fantasy and
don't have
real
your voices.
characters? Okay. So, is your work a blend of fantasy and real character? Fantasy and real character.
See, Sogan,
Yeah. So, you can just look into the questions I have typed there. Yeah. Is your work a fantasy?
it can be both of them because As you know, Sogan Dilli has two main characters that are Sogan Devraj, and Sogan is somehow as Sogan Akbarian, the author of the book. That is the story of one Iranian girl come to India because her paper accepted at Delhi University. So this part this about this part I can say yes, Sogand is real character, and because it was travelogue in a genre, so I wanted to make it more attractive and interesting for readers. That's why I bring a love and romance genre in that, and that's why I did it, needed the brush character for that. So I can say Sogan is real character somehow, not all of that, because when you read the story you will come to know about that at the end something the story will change. And also about Devraj character, yes, that is the creative mind of the author, I can say, and Devraj is also here, so yes, I can say Devraj character is somehow fantasy character.
Great, great,
Okay,
great.
lovely, ma'am.
Lovely.
So love has been the underlying theme in your book, Saugandalli. According to you, can you describe what love is according to you?
You can see the question there. Like, love has been the underlying theme in your book. So, what is love according to you? So, if you see Sauganji's work, has the combination of uh, love and travelogue. So hers is a very wonderful book. So she's an Iranian author and translator. And when she visited Delhi, she experienced India in a very different form, and she loved India. So that is how she came across this wonderful book. So we will hear from her, if love is the underlying theme in her book. And what is the definition of love according to Sauganji?
Love, and I can say love is the essence of life. And love is something that will happen in anyone's life at its own right time.
Yes, yes, we can hear you, please. Yes, please continue. Okay, so let us hear about her regarding the cover page and the title of the book.
Now
So
you have
can
my
you?
voice.
Yeah, you can hear. We can hear your voice very clearly. You can continue.
She's hearing the voice after a few seconds. So actually,
Okay. Yeah.
she might be listening to what we've said currently.
Yeah.
Yes. I
So
don't know why I
uh,
hear your question. Meanwhile, I'm answering the question. You can hear your question.
yeah, please. You can just tell us what is love according to you. So love has various definitions. Like
Okay,
you
that is
have.
good. About love, yes. Love is the essence of life. That's why I wrote Gitanjali in love and romance genre, because love is something that will happen to any of us at its own right time, and love is the universal language. Anyone, and that is why I decided to have love in my book as well.
Okay, okay. Ji. So, can you tell us about your cover page and the title of the book? Any special reason behind this? It? Yeah. So it's about the cover page and the title, which Sauganji would tell us now. So if you see, you have an interesting cover page. It is in white background. Uh, and then you have the background picture of uh, Delhi also, and you have the picture of Sauganji also. She will tell us more about it.
Thank you so much for asking me this question, because the cover of Sogandili, as I have it here, this is something very close to my heart, because Sogandili is Indo-Iranian Akbari Kahani.
Yes,
Sure.
yes, we can hear you, please.
So
Yeah.
again, delay Indo-Iranian an incomplete Indo-Iranian story. As you can see, the cover has my photo and also the India Gate of India. This is something. India Gate of India is a place that I really like it, and that's why I decided to bring the that is the end of Sudan and beginning of Delhi. So that's why I wanted to bring it like that. And India Gate of Delhi, that is something very special in Delhi. So that's why I like to put the cover like this because this book also has the oriented things like it is mentioned there. Delhi is with the is with thee. Finish with thee. And but Devraj starts with thee, and Devraj Divanagi is also with thee. So that is why I put the thee also in capital because end of Sugan, beginning of Delhi, and also I put my photo and India Gate. That is the story about one Iranian girl in India in Delhi. This is something that has some. Uh, Somehow the cover will show the story, and that's why I like the cover. And I'm so happy that readers also like this cover as well.
Okay. Yeah, Dviti. Yeah.
So it's a beautiful cover, and we totally love it. And that's true. Like India Gate and Gateway of India, like Bombay and Delhi, and those are the ones that are truly the most significant places of India. You've covered one of them. And what were the challenges that you faced as a translator? Like being a translator, what have been the challenges that you've gone through?
So, Soganji will now tell us about the various challenges that are faced as a translator. You can tell us about like your challenges as a translator. I think you had faced little bit of challenges when you started this journey as a writer and as a translator. So now Sauganji will tell us more about it.
I didn't get your question. Could you please repeat?
So actually, the question is you might have faced lot of challenges as a translator. So can you share your experience regarding this?
Challenges about being a translator are really different because to focus on that deeply. For example, you want to write in Farsi, in Hindi, in English, so you should be enough professional in that language to cover the meaning and the concept you want to convey professionally and fully and deeply. So one language is enough to be an author. And for example, in Iran, I write in Farsi and about Sogandili, that is in English. So it is about only one language, but you need to have enough knowledge about the things you want to narrate. But one language is enough for you to write. But being a translator, the story is totally different because we need two languages, source language and target language. And that is the most important thing that, for example, if you want to translate something from English to Farsi or from Farsi to English, the point is that next to know and have the knowledge about source and language, source and target language, you should know about source and target culture as well. When you don't know the culture as a translator, you cannot convey the meaning meaningfully to your readers as well. For example, if I come to write about in Iran, people will come to welcome a spring arrival by celebrating Nowruz, Iranian New Year. So that maybe somehow it is out for you that how it is. But for example, if we say in India at the same time, some days before and after, people also celebrate the spring arrival by Holi. So you will come to know, yeah, these are two different cultures with same concept because they want to celebrate the spring arrival. So as you should know the knowledge of Farsi and English language, you should know the knowledge of two cultures as well. Or for example, there is another point that is called Lohri. In Punjab, people will celebrate dancing around fire, and it is end of the winter season when the sun is coming. So the same thing we also have it in Iran called the Chasham Suri. So this is something that you should know about different for the meaning. And I can say, being a translator, the most important thing is not only you should know the two languages, source language and target language. You should know also the culture. When you know the source culture, the target culture, you can transfer the meaning to your readers better. Because when a person selects your book to read, that is a translated, the reader should understand the concept. It is not, for example, I didn't understand that dress. I didn't, for example, to talk about sorry. So you should bring it. This is one type of traditional style Indian women have in India. So you should bring a translator's note in your book to give the meaning, even from the pronunciation of the word and the meaning, and also similarities and differences. Because one book is one door to open to another culture. So it is translator's task to make such things clear for the readers, and this is the main challenge I can say a translator will face. And if I want to compare the two challenges as an author and translator, I can say challenges as a translator is more difficult.
Excellent explanation of the target language and the source language. So, Sauganji, as a TEDx speaker, what is that one idea that you think you have delivered in the platform and that has changed your life? So, as you know, like TEDx is a very influential platform. So, it is regarding your ideas, like how one idea can change your life. So, Ms Sougand Akbarian was a part of this, and she had delivered a wonderful speech wherein she mentioned about Delhi and her travel to India. Yes, Sauganji, as a TEDx speaker, what is that one idea that changed your life?
One idea that changed my life.
Yes.
As you mentioned about TEDx speech, thank you so much for mentioning that as well. But I can, if I want to see, life is like a puzzle. There are so many pieces, and each piece, each part has so many incidences in life that will change your life. And if I want to select only one thing that changed my perspective towards life, change my personal life, change my career life, change everything, from personal to professional life. So I can say that was my India travel, because I came to know about the concept of humanity. As you mentioned about TEDx speech, and I also mentioned that about concept of humanity, that we all are same, uh, and God is one, the supreme power is one. Some say Allah, some say Bhagwan. That was the most important thing I learned within my India travel. And that was something that I came to translate about in the books. I came to know about my journey as well, and about concept of life. So that was totally a different thing. One India travel in young age changed my life in every aspect.
Yes, Dvitiji, please.
So, do you think writing makes you a better person, and how does that has an impact on one's life? She'll be talking about the writing and how can that have an impact on one's life.
Yeah, so writing is a sort of journey which makes you a better
Writing
person.
is not only writing. When we talk about writing, it has something behind that is reading. So when you start reading, you will start writing as well.
Okay.
Yes, I can say when you start writing, that means you are start reading. So there is no doubt that you become better person because you will come to know about life becomes wider, and that is something very good. Like you one book is like one key. You will open different doors into different things because you will experience different characters' life. You will experience different lives. You are in others' shoes as well. So definitely, it will make you a better person because while reading, you will come to know like a book club that, for example, you will come to a book club and you will know about different readers, their ideas about that book, and also come to know about the author, about the translator. So this is some that there are different things. So definitely when you learn from different people in your life, you will become a better person. So exactly, writing make a better person because you will bring your feelings on a paper, and sometimes you want to publish them and you want to narrate them in the best way. So writing is a way that make a better person. But if you read also, if you read that, after that you will start writing.
Okay. So that was a wonderful answer. So tell us about your love for Hindi language. So if you say Sauganji is very fond of Hindi language, she will now tell us like what it was like learning in Hindi and love for Hindi. So language is never a barrier to express your thoughts or your feelings or your passions or your emotions. So even silence can speak like volumes. So if you just the language is the language of love, the language of care, the language of affection that touches the hearts of the readers and the audience. So Sauganji, please tell us about your love for Hindi language. And language is considered to be life, and life is considered to be the reflection of literature and any artwork. So and language, it transcends all boundaries. Yes, so now Dviti, can you tell me like what is your love for language and how it is expressed?
Well, my love for any language, be it me being a Gujarati, my love for my own language is immense. And my love for even English and Hindi has been very much. I have had sort of a soft corner for Hindi language since my childhood, though I didn't live in an environment where Hindi was very much used, but still, जो मिठास जो हिंदी में होती है वो शायद हमें भा जाती है हर किसी को. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's exactly what I love about Hindi, and English has been always my go-to language for it has been for everyone currently, and it's the I love how the languages have been able to connect people so much for such a long period of time, and day by day languages have been the bridge that has been the gaps between the people, the communication when you travel or when you meet new people. It's just bridging the gap wonderfully. So yes.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, Tamil is my mother tongue,
Yeah.
and I love Hindi, and Gujarati is also a wonderful language to learn.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm so delighted to hear the sounds of Gujarati.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful experience hearing to Gujarati and Hindi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit glitch with the connectivity
Probably.
issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like moving forward, uh, uh, Ms Sougand Akbarian, she's an author and Iranian translator, and her work is a bestseller on Amazon. It has been number one seller for the past few years, and she speaks lovely Farsi and Hindi language. And like we would also ask Sauganji to speak in Hindi language and Farsi language. I think that would be a delight for every one of us.
Definitely yes.
Yes. So, speaking about the future plans, we would also ask Sauganji about the various future plans because, one should always be concerned uh, regarding future, and goals are the most important thing that act in your life. Yeah. So, Sauganji, um, tell us about your love for Hindi language. Or you can just tell us what is love for language means. Love for any language.
Internet connection probably is not at the best today on her side. So apologies from our side to everyone who's watching us currently,
Yeah.
but we request you to stay tuned till we just get to the end of this.
Yeah. Okay, so if you see, like, language is a wonderful medium. Language is what makes us a better person. Language is the medium through which you can communicate through others.
Unfortunately,
And it's
unfortunately, I don't have your voice. Could you please tell me again?
so you can just read the comment over there. So I have also typed the question. Tell us your love for Hindi language or any language as such. So sorry for this technical glitch from our side. So stay tuned till the end. Okay, so language, as we say, is a wonderful feeling and it connects everyone. And we have the languages, okay, languages of India, which is very exciting. So we are in different states and we have a language of our own, but even then we are
We have
united.
a huge, wide variety of languages, and that's the one thing, that's the best thing that I love about our country. And we have a
Yeah.
variety of cultures, and it's beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we have around, as you said, like we have 5,800 languages in India. So we have a rich culture that we should be proud of. Everyone should
Definitely.
be proud of.
Definitely. We really need to
So
be proud of it because people from outside are, being so overwhelmed looking at our culture and our languages. So today's generation, especially, needs to be so proud of our
I do
culture
not have
and our.
your voice and video. Could you please say?
yeah, so Sauganji, tell us about your love for Hindi language. Or you can also tell us about like what are the various books that you love to read the most and the various quotes by which you are inspired. So usually there are various books that we read. Like I love poetry the most, and I love the poems of Rumi, and I also love Vedas and Upanishads. So Dviti, what about you? What do you love to read?
Before I say anything about myself, to all the viewers out there, Love Beyond Love by Lakshmi ma'am, go and check it out on Amazon. And it's a beautiful book. One should definitely read it and buy your copy. And do then let us know on Eternal Quest, how did you find the book? And you can also check out her various interviews on her page on Facebook. And you can also check out other interviews on the Eternal Quest by the channel on YouTube as well. And same with the same name on Facebook page as well.
Yeah. So, like some would be like very thrilled by poetry, and now Sauganji will tell us like what are the various books that you love to read the most, and like any special quote that you would say to keep us inspired. So there are like various quotes in one's life through which by which we are inspired. So I have like by shadow I exist and I do not exist. So,
That's
so that's
beautiful.
like lovable quote. Yeah. So Sauganji, please tell us about your various books that you love to read. Yeah. There are like various quotes in one's life through which we are inspired. So I have like by shadow I exist and I do not exist. So that's like very special about it. So
Actually, there are many books that I read mostly from Indian authors and I like them. But the books that I really like these days and I'm continue reading them are the book spiritual by Indian anthology, and they are spiritual in a way that we will find them in our personal and professional life, and I really like them. And because the spirituality is a phase of life, as you also mentioned in your collection of poetry books, is a way that really we need them. We need it. We need spirituality in our life. So these days I focus on these books because in this pandemic and being at home, we need more to know about the spirituality in our life as well.
okay. And finally, we would love to hear what are your future plans and any message to our audience and your readers and our readers. So I think like there is a gap of few seconds where Sauganji
Yeah,
could hear
we'll just
our
have to
voice.
wait that she can hear us. And
About my future.
So she will be finally sharing us regarding her future plans and the message to the readers. So let us hear from her. Yes, Sauganji, please. Please tell us your future plan and any message to our readers and audience.
Okay, so seems like she's not able to reach out to us, and we are sorry on her behalf and then from our side also. But thank you everyone for joining us today, and it was wonderful having all of you here. And to everyone, thank you for everyone who's going to watch this, and we will definitely be with you again next week with another guest.
Yeah. So, like everyone has a sort of future dream, and like dreams, like you see, they are the base of one's life. Either it is short-term dreams or long-term dreams. So, Sauganji will now tell us about her dreams, future plans, which are important, and any message to the readers. ಎರಡು ನಿಮಿಷ Okay. So, very sorry, there is a technical glitch from our side. So, we thank Sauganji for accepting our invitation and connecting to us from Iran.
Now you
Yeah.
have my voice.
Yeah, we can hear your voice. Yeah, please. Okay. So, very sorry, the technical glitch from our side. So, we thank Sauganji for accepting our invitation
She's
and
hearing after a
connecting
few seconds.
to us.
We'll just have to wait for
Yeah,
her to
yeah. From
get
Iran.
Have my voice.
Yeah, we can hear your voice, please. So, very sorry, the technical is from our side. So, we thank Sauganji for accepting our invitation and connecting to us. Yeah, from Iran. Have my voice. So, she will get back to us. Like, this would be the last question.
It seems that there is network issue on his and Facebook. I don't know what is the point today.
Okay.
We'll just wrap up, ma'am, now.
Yeah, definitely.
Seems like
So
she
we
won't
thank,
get back to us. Yes, yes.
yeah. So very thank you, Sauganji, for accepting our invitation and like giving an interview for our channel. And I
It was
also thank.
having her and seeing someone out from India having this love about Delhi, about our Hindi language, and it was just wonderful and lovely to have her. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone, very much. And we will meet you next week with another exciting interview. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.